So these are three ways you can build an effective prayer walk with God. So if you're struggling in your prayer life, maybe you used to pray before, but then you no longer pray as you used to before, or you never had an effective prayer life and you want to have one, then this video is for you. Three ways you can build an effective prayer life. And the third one, of course, very much important. So please stay to the end. Number one, if you must build an effective prayer life, please understand that part of your responsibility as one who wants to have an effective prayer walk with God is that you must realize that there is a spontaneous side to prayer. All right. What do I mean? You see, let me tell you, part of what we have been taught in the church community is the concept that says that if you must develop an effective walk with God as regards prayer, then you must learn how to, go inside your room, shut your door, meet with God, have fellowship with God, just you and Him alone, or whatnot. And the truth is, there is a place for that. That's very much important. In fact, I will come there. All right. But then realize that first is that God is your Father. Number two, God lives inside of you. Number three is that He wants to hear from you every time. All right. That's what the Bible says. We should pray without ceasing. And just for 1 minute, imagine in your head, how possible is it locking yourself in a room without ceasing? Ceaseless. That's obviously not possible. To mean that there must be another side of prayer that scripture was talking about, aside just locking yourself in a room and having your time with God. And that is where the spontaneous side to prayer comes in. What do I mean? Let me tell you, throughout your day, you would always find yourself maybe cooking, maybe taking your bath, maybe strolling on the road, maybe, just all of those things. And the truth is, you can always spend, all of those times praying. A couple of years ago, I remember a particular time when I was teaching in a school. So times after dismissal, I would have to trek from that same place back home. And for a couple of, let's say, 45 minutes, 1 hour. And the truth is that sometimes I would have to turn that to a time of prayer. All right. I'm walking and praying. By the time I'm done, with that whole journey, I've almost prayed for an hour. How amazing. Because now, that was because I knew that by the time I was already back, I would be tired, fagged out, and all of those things, and I would have to rest, wake up again, start preparing for the next day, and trying to always find a time to consistently have my time with God. I was beginning to struggle, so I knew that I needed to maximize that spontaneous side to prayer. All right. Now, my point is, let me tell you, you can always pray anywhere and at any time. Yes, you are washing your clothes, you can be praying. You are cooking, you can be praying. You are, just anything at all. All right. You are in a bus, you can be praying. All right. You must not, cause nuisance. Just, commune with God. All right. That's number one. Number two is the secret place side to prayer. Now, here comes to the one you are already aware of. All right. Or I assume you are aware of it. Let me tell you, see, no matter how desperate couples are to fellowship with each other, intimacy now, they would have to be patient enough to find themselves in the inner chamber. In the same way, there is a level of intimacy, fellowship. You won't be able to engage in God or engage God in except you find yourself in the secret place. Now, you see, this is the part that says that you should enter into a room, lock up yourself, just have your time with God. The reason is because there are some things God will not tell you except you're in the inner chamber. There are some things God will not do with you except you're in the inner chamber. There are some things you yourself, you won't know of God except you're in the inner chamber. Now, however, remember that in as much as, couples would have to go inside to have a fellowship, a level of fellowship and intimacy together, the both parties wouldn't always have to wait to be inside to speak to each other, commune with each other, do all of those things. Yes, but there are some depths of fellowship they would have to wait until they are inside to have. And so, in addition to the spontaneous side of prayer, understand that there is a secret place side to prayer. The number three is systems. So we have spontaneity, we have secret place, we have systems. All right. Now, you see, when it comes to systems, I once heard this great man of God, Pastor Emmanuel Iron. He said that systems are more powerful than discipline, and I think I can't agree less. Yes. Now, you see, let me tell you, for instance, if you have friends who pray, you are in a praying church, you listen to songs and messages that inspire prayer. The truth is that you are already 50% steps away from prayerlessness. Out of prayerlessness, honestly speaking. And if your friends are people who really pray, or in fact, people who antagonize prayer, and the kind of songs and messages you listen to would really inspire you to pray, and maybe your church, or you don't even go to church at all, the truth is you are also 50% steps towards prayerlessness. All right. So set systems that makes prayerlessness difficult, all right, and systems that makes it easy for you to be more prayerful. You understand? So in conclusion, number one, understand that there is a spontaneous side to prayer where you can pray anywhere, anytime, just commune with God. Number two, understand that there is a secret place side to prayer, all right, to mean that you decide, or you've got to choose a location, choose a particular time where you always meet with God, and just have your time with him. However, let me also highlight at this point that in building a secret place, you must try as much as possible to esteem sincerity over systems and genuinity over metrics. To mean, okay, maybe you chose that, okay, I will pray this location, and I would also be praying by 5 a.m. The question is, what happens when you maybe travel to another place and maybe something happens and you wake up by 7 a.m.? Does that mean you're not going to pray again? Of course not true. All right, so but then just try as much as possible to have a location and a time. But if for any reason it doesn't work as planned, still maintain the routine of speaking to God. I mean, that's the most important thing. All right, thank you so much. My name is Mary J. Joel. Please, if you're yet to subscribe to my YouTube channel, please do well to subscribe and turn on your notification bell so that you can be notified each time I post the content here. Thank you so much. See you next time.